Yo, yo, yo. Holy shit, this feels so weird, man. This is the first video back on YouTube in months, and it's the first video of 2026. Today is January 1st, 2026. And with that, I'm not the type of guy to make New Year's resolutions, but one of the things that I said I would do is actually start making YouTube videos again. And here we are. Now, some of you clicked on the video because of the title, that I bought a new car at 23 years old. And it's my first ever dream car. I'm in it right now, and I'm going to show you in a minute. You probably already know what it is because of the title, but I want to show you just the ins and outs and the details once we get to where we're going, because right now I'm at Best Buy because I had to buy an SD card for this camera, and now that I have the SD card, now I can take it and do whatever bullshit I want, you know? So, but first, I guess I'll let you guys hear the exhaust. So, that shit sounds beautiful, bro. But like I said, I am going to show you the car, but just in a few minutes because we're literally like, I think we're like 7 minutes away from where we're trying to go. I'm going to a coffee shop to do some work. But before we get there, I wanted to start the video. I want to tell you guys a little more about what I'll be doing back on YouTube and, you know, the types of videos that I'll make. So first things first, it's been a fat minute since you've seen me, and my apologies. I took a break from making long form videos because I got super busy. And I am still super busy, but a few days ago I met up with a longtime friend, a guy I've known for over 5 years. And he literally told me straight up, he said, dude, you need to start making YouTube videos. And I've never felt so convicted from a conversation until I talked to him. So shout out to you, Cody. Now let's go ahead and get going. So for a backstory, the guy I met up with, his name's Cody. And I met him about 5 years ago, give or take. And at the time I met him, I didn't know who he was and he didn't know who we were. And we also had maybe like 400 followers on Instagram. So we basically nothing took off yet, you know, like it did now. You know, now we have a few million followers. Oh shit. You know, now we have a few million followers on our brands and not just a couple hundred. He was actually a big help with, you know, kickstarting it because at the time he had about 225,000 followers on Instagram and a very loyal fan base. And he gave us a shout out on his Instagram and he said, hey, I really like these guys. I just met them. I want y'all to follow them. And that kickstarted us and brought us from like, I think 300 followers to almost 1,000, just under there. And I remember going downtown because we were filming and I was refreshing the Instagram, just fucking geeking that we were, you know, growing because we were creating videos for so long. So that was about 5 years ago. Nowadays, we have millions of followers on the brand that we're working on, and we actually kind of, I wouldn't say evolved past the brand, but we turned our content machine into a business. And that's kind of what we do full time. So that's the lore on Cody. Now I haven't seen him in literally years, and it's probably been, you know, 3, 4, 5 years. You know, we've caught each other here and there, but we haven't actually seen each other. It turns out he lives in the same city that I live now. He moved here pretty recently, so he hits me up and he's like, hey, I'm in blank. I'm not gonna say obviously. And it just so happened that I was also gonna be in that same city the next day, and it's, you know, an hour drive away from me. So we meet up, we get coffee, and he's telling me that, you know, he really has something on my heart that he wants to share with me. And what he wants to share with me is, you know, a few ideas he had, and also, you know, things that we could do as a business and as a brand, and for myself as well, that'll, you know, bring us to the next level. And one of those things was to start filming my day-to-day life. I own a business, now I drive a cool car, and I buy watches and stuff like that. So the lifestyle I live is pretty on par with the type of person that makes videos. And I was like, you know, I agree. So 2 days later, I buy a camera for myself, and it's this camera right here. And today, we're filming our first video, January 1st. So I'll say all that to say that's kind of the consensus with this channel. If you've watched my past videos, you know that I typically kind of teach people how to grow their social medias and, you know, especially for their business. So instead of doing that, I'm going to do more day-in-the-life content rather than, you know, teaching. And, you know, I might, you know, I'll do teaching here and there, but I think it'd be a lot more fun and a lot more feasible, and honestly, it'll probably perform better if I make, you know, content surrounding my lifestyle, because my lifestyle has upgraded this past year. And also, if you watch my past videos, you know that I also had a Mercedes C63S that I crashed. You might not know that, but I crashed it and I totaled it the day I was selling it. So I've only had my good old Reliable, which is my Dodge Charger, for the past like 3 or 4 months. But then the opportunity to buy this car came around, the one that I'm about to show you. And I decided I wanted to get it before the end of the year. I was kind of like a gift to myself and how hard I worked, and, you know, how hard things were, and we just persevered through it all. So yeah, I'm proud of us, I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of, you know, what's to come. Alright, so we're pulling into the coffee shop now, and just before I park, I'm gonna let you know what we're working on today, because I want to show you guys behind the scenes of running a, 7-figure business. It feels weird to say that because we don't have 7 figures in our bank account, but we do 7 figures in revenue every single year. So what I'll be doing today is really kind of just catching up on some editing. I've been filming videos with Ladarius, which is a team member of ours, every single day this week for the past like 3 days, and we plan to film tomorrow and the next day. So we have a lot of editing to catch up on, as well as for my own, channel and everything like that. So that's what we're doing today. And we also woke up pretty damn late, and if I told you what time I woke up, you probably would think I'm a bum. I didn't get out of bed today until like 1 p.m. Now, no, I'm not depressed. No, nothing's really wrong. Honestly, I had a great time with Ladarius and my girlfriend. We were just celebrating New Year's. We were out until like 1 a.m. and then they wanted to watch Stranger Things finale, so that's what we did until about 3, 4 a.m. Then we went to sleep. But now it's the time for what I've been waiting for, so let's waste no more time. I'm not gonna lie, there's people outside and I don't film that much in public, so it feels really weird. At least I don't film by myself. It's a different feeling when you're filming with people versus when you're by yourself out in public and filming videos. But I won't let that stop us. We're gonna do it anyways. Alright, I'm gonna say fuck it and show you. I'm being such a bitch right now. There's people just sitting in the car. Why am I so fucking scared, bro? Alright, in 1 minute, I'm gonna stop being a fucking pussy. I'm gonna film. Alright, boys. Here it is. We're doing it. So now I'm standing right in front of my new baby, my new car, and I would also say my first dream car. It's more like a dream daily, but I found out about this car like almost a year ago, and whenever I did, I was like, damn, I want that. Like, I actually want that. And fast forward, I have it, so it's kind of crazy. But without further ado, let's turn the camera around and let's reveal my GT63 2019. 3, 2, 1. There she is, baby. There she is. So I got the all black Batman spec, and it also has a few specs that you wouldn't really expect, and it makes it a little cooler. So let's go ahead and just walk through it. Okay, so you guys see the car. I'm gonna give you guys a little walkthrough of the specs and really just like the features that I think are cool, because that's a part of the reason why I wanted the car in the first place. Is the spec for one, the actual car itself, how fast it is, how the exhaust sounds, and everything else. Okay, first off, what I really love about this car is really just the silhouette. It's pretty insane, like the hood lines, the wheels match perfectly, the black on black. So yeah, that's what I would say first. Now let's go into little details. Obviously it's a pretty car, it's an expensive car, so it should be pretty, right? First thing I love is these wheels right here. These wheels look fucking insane. I don't know if the camera does it any justice, but they're like a satin black. I honestly don't know if these came factory with the black. It looks like it might have been powder coated, but I don't even know. I don't even care. That shit looks fucking insane. Second thing is the calipers. You already know, if you have a sports car, you gotta have different color calipers. The second thing is something really small that you wouldn't realize. It's this blacked out trim right here. So my car is spec'd with the night package, which makes all the trim blacked out except for the door handles for some reason. But yeah, all the door trims blacked out, and I think it looks sick. There was another one that I was looking at as well that possibly was gonna buy. It was an S, but I didn't like that this was a blacked out. I know you can change it pretty easily, but whenever I found this one, it was just the one. It was the one. Now, arguably my favorite part about this car in its entirety is what you're looking at, and it's the active spoiler. Now, for those of you who don't know, this spoiler right here actually retracts and, comes up depending on how fast you're going. Right now, I had it manually set to being all the way raised because I think it makes the silhouette of the car look really good. So before we continue about some of the specs inside, I kind of want to share with you guys some things I don't like about the car, because with everything you like about a car, there's some things that you don't like. And before that, one more thing I like, and by the way, this car actually came with like slight PPF. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can see the line of the PPF right here. I just thought that was pretty cool that it came with PPF. Last owner took good care of it. So yeah, first off, I'm not a huge fan of the chrome door handles. I think it makes it look a little bit old head. If that was all blacked out, it would look fucking insane, Batman spec. Now one thing I'm going to do is black out these headlights right here. I think that would just look literally insane. It would look crazy. Now another thing, and this is just because I was too poor to get it, was there's really no like carbon package. What I mean by that is everything's just blacked out. This isn't carbon, this isn't carbon. These right here can be carbon, they're not. The mirror caps can be carbon. This rear diffuser can be carbon. Now there was another one I was looking at that did have pretty much all of that carbon, but it was like 20K more, and I can't really justify spending that kind of money. Now one thing I noticed is that some of my trim piece is missing right here. I literally just noticed that. What the actual fuck? Honestly, I really wonder how that happened, because this is a solid piece right here, so somebody literally had to just fucking click that shit. So I guess what we do about this is honestly upgrade this to the carbon. I mean, it makes sense, you know, might as well. So other than like not having any carbon, I mean, that's kind of it about things I might not like as much. Obviously, I'm gonna get 5% all around, 30% on the windshield. That's what I do for literally every car I buy. Now, let's go on the interior. First things first, this is literally the best looking carbon interior that I have ever seen. It looks so rich in person and so like deep carbon in person. Now obviously we have the illuminated door sills. We also have this spaceship of a center console, and then we have this really big display right here. We have these vents, and we also have carbon over there as well. So you guys get the spec. Now the back seats also are sport seats. They're not the bench, so we have 2 back seats, and then we have this area right here. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like somebody took the wireless charging pad out of there, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they would do that. Oh, it's actually right here. Okay, never mind. Okay, so the middle seat isn't a seat, it's actually a little storage area, so I can have 3 passengers. Another thing I love is the carbon in the back, as well as there's ambient lighting right here that goes along. Now another thing I love is that the doors are frameless, and it gives it a lot more sportier look, so I think that's sick. Another thing I love is this contrast stitching. There's white contrast stitching that just goes all the way around. Now if we go inside and we just kind of look around, you see the contrast stitching goes all the way around the car. It looks pretty insane. Now I have the steering wheel right here. We're gonna go ahead and start it up for you. This is really cool. So this is the spoiler I was talking about. You can hold this and it puts the spoiler down, and you can kind of look in here. So if I go ahead and press it again, make the spoiler come back up, the spoiler comes back. It's pretty fucking cool. And I really love this display. Obviously it's fucking beautiful, and honestly this entire interior is just really good. It's really well made, really high quality materials. Now I don't know if you can see it, but there's ambient lighting in the vents, and I gotta show you that at night because that shit looks fucking insane. You know, that mixed with the carbon interior and the black, it looks insane. And whenever I get, you know, my tint, it's also gonna look crazy too. Now, one last thing before we get inside and actually get to work is you'll see right here, there's Alcantara on the roof lining. And I think that is beautiful, bro. That's literally one of my favorite parts. Obviously, there's a sunroof. Some of these don't come with sunroofs, but this one does. Oh yeah, and what kind of video would it be if I didn't let you hear the exhaust? So the car is on right now, and we're gonna keep it in Sport Plus because nobody wants to hear it in fucking comfort mode. Now, I'm gonna put the camera down right behind it, and we're gonna hear how it sounds. Alright bro, I know you know that shit sounds fucking insane. Now if there's one single favorite part I have about the car, it's clearly the exhaust. I mean, you have to have a good exhaust. Burbles are kind of the trend nowadays, but I know there's some people that don't like burbles, you know, kind of old head people. Me personally, I don't give a fuck. I love burbles. I don't care if you don't like them, I love them. Now there is a few mods that I am going to do to the car. Nothing too crazy. I'm kind of going to make it just have like an OEM Plus look. Okay guys, so we are back and we're done with our work. We're not really done, but I'm meeting my girlfriend at the gym, so I kind of have to go for now. But I wanted to show y'all the ambient lighting before I go because it is nighttime, as you can tell, and I promised y'all that I would show you. And it's literally my second favorite thing about the car. The first favorite is the exhaust. The second favorite is the ambient lighting, and that is literally like I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. That is the reason I wanted this car specifically, is because of the ambient lighting. So let's give it a cold start. It's alright. The cool stuff's alright. You guys ready for it? I smile every single time I see this, and it's literally the best part about the car, and you're about to see why. 3, 2, 1. There it is, baby. Damn. Just damn. Doesn't that look fucking insane? I've genuinely never seen a car with such cool ambient lighting. Like, there's literally lights in the vents all over here, all over the door panel, inside the door handle. There's even lighting back here. Let's get out and show you real quick. Just a little inside look. of how fucking insane this lighting is. I genuinely have never seen a more beautiful car with the ambient lighting than this one, and I'm literally just, I'm kind of shocked. I'm kind of shocked at how beautiful this lighting is. So there's like a little POV view. And I'm gonna give you guys a POV driving, but... So yeah, that's the absolutely insane ambient lighting. Now we're gonna go to the gym. After the gym, I still have to edit and post a video on my personal page, because one of my goals this year is to grow to 300,000 followers. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I've done it before with my other brands. And it's all about consistency and finding. This is the #1 gem that I could give anybody who asks me how to grow on social media. It's the #1 thing is finding a unique process for yourself that you can repeat over and over again, because people come back from one thing, and once you find that one thing, you keep doing the one thing. That's how my brand achieved over 3 million followers so quick, because we found that one thing. And that's how, you know, how Deep We Go grew to almost 1 million combined followers. And that's how I'm going to grow my account to 300,000 followers. Now what I'll say is, it is a little bit harder to do that with a personal brand where I don't know exactly what I want to do yet, but that's why I figured it out. Just because I have 5 years of experience creating content and getting thousands of likes, millions of likes, billions of views, and millions of followers, just because I've done it before, it doesn't mean it doesn't feel new whenever I do it again, you know what I mean? And so that's something that I think is very important to just tell people is you know, I'm still scared to film in public. I'm still afraid to post a video that I don't know if it will work. I'm still figuring this shit out, even after 5 years. And so I don't want you to feel behind, and I don't want you to feel stuck, because, I mean, everybody kind of is, in a way. Anyways, I want to show you a really cool feature that I forgot. Now, if I am getting cold, I turn up the AC, and my whole vent system turns red. If I turn it cooler, it turns blue. If I turn it warmer, it turns red. Okay, that in itself is just crazy technology, so we're gonna go ahead and head there. My girl's probably about there by now, so she's gonna be wondering where I am, but it's all good. You know, I had to do this video for you guys. Sooner or later, I'm gonna cop these Meta glasses so that I can give y'all POV drives, because I think that would be like the icing on the cake for, you know, this type of content I want to do, because a big part of my life and content is literally cars. I want to buy cool cars, I want to buy cool watches, and having POV driving would be literally insane. It would be sick. Now yesterday I did something very unique that I haven't really heard of very many people doing, and I spent the entire morning with my girlfriend, and for 3 hours we reflected on 2025 and we planned for 2026. And I'm not really the type of person to have New Year's resolutions, but I guess you would call that creating New Year's resolutions. It's more so setting my goals and honestly what I would call future pacing for 2026. I like to call it future pacing because, you know, future pacing means you're gonna get there, you're just pacing yourself on how you're gonna get there and kind of mapping it out. And I have a few goals that I want to achieve this year. I'm really excited for it. I want to scale our econ brand to $500,000 per month, and actually $1 million per month. But you know, we got to break 500,000 first. I want to have my first $100,000 month that goes to me, not because my business has done 100,000 profit in a month, but I haven't made my income $100,000 in a month, and that's what I want to do. I want to become a millionaire. I want to have $1 million in assets, liquid, whatever means millionaire status. That's what I want, and that's what I'm gonna strive to do. And I'm really excited for what's to come this year. And my girlfriend has these ambitious goals as well, and I'm really excited to see both of us just conquer them together. Before we get to the gym, I wanted to share with you guys kind of what I want to do with my car. So obviously I told y'all earlier that I don't want to go crazy. I want to do OEM plus, but a little further than OEM plus. But with my exhaust, I literally have no idea. I don't know anything about exhaust. I don't know anything about any of that shit. So with that said, ChatGPT has been my best friend since I've gotten this car, and I'm learning a lot about, you know, what I can do with it. And according to chat, somebody might fucking roast me in the comments for this not being true, but according to ChatGPT, I can install a custom X pipe into my what is it called, the middle area, into the middle area of my car, you know, where the exhaust is, and it'll give it a deeper, more rich and louder tone, and that's exactly what I want. So pair that with the exhaust valve module that keeps my exhaust flaps open all the time. I think that'll sound perfect to what I want. I don't want to, like, obnoxiously loud. If you've seen my brother's Corvette, he has a Z06, and it's literally, like, ear-raping loud. Like, it's so fucking obnoxious. It's hard as fuck. It's cool, because it's a Corvette, but it's loud as fuck. So now I'm gonna go to the gym, and then you guys will see me whenever I get back. We got a little bit more work to do, and we're gonna make sure it gets done.
Oh.
Hey.
Hi. I'm drinking my tea.
You got your favorite artist playing right now?
Adele.
That song's gonna be a fucking classic.
It is.
Do this like a lady, girl. Do this like a lady. That was like the normal shit in my parents' hood. Alright, boys, we are back at the crib. I made some dinner and kind of just fucking dilly-dally, I guess. Yeah, doom scroll while I ate, watch a course I bought, and then, I mean, now we're about to, you know, edit a video, post a video for my personal page, because, you know, I can't neglect that. After that, I'm getting ready for bed. I'm gonna try to be in bed before 12, because I'm gonna get up early and pick up a coffee shop so I can do some more work. Tomorrow should be a pretty eventful day for, you know, work-wise. We're just going to the coffee shop for a few hours, and then we're gonna film for a couple hours, and then later that night, we're gonna go have some fun. I don't know what we're doing yet, but yeah. And before I end off the video, I want to show you guys the garage, because right now we have, if we take MSRP, we have about $370,000 in cars if you take a look at the MSRP. I think that's a pretty cool collection right there. So you guys saw my car, showed you that earlier today, so I don't have to show you guys that. But Ladarius, the other guy I was talking about, has this M5 comp right here, and it's pretty fucking sick, man. It has a lot of carbon on it. It has carbon right here, carbon fiber mirrors, no carbon side skirts, so it's got carbon fiber spoiler, and then not a carbon diffuser, but everything else is carbon, and the roof is also carbon, so it's a fucking pretty loaded spec. I'm not even gonna lie. If you're not a car head, a lot of people say that these cars are pretty much supercars in a business suit, because that's kind of what it is. It has like 630 horsepower, I believe, and then mine has 577 horsepower, and I think 590 pound-feet of torque, so it's pretty quick. I think this one might be a little quicker. They're both all-wheel drive. And then we have the Batman, the actual Batman spec. I'll say mine's a Batman spec, but this is the actual Batman spec. So we have a Corvette Z06, all black, completely blacked out, murdered out, tint. Also, carbon fiber roof, which is fucking sick. And I'm not gonna lie, this car, and that car, this one definitely gets the most compliments, it gets the most looks. Everybody wants that car, you know what I mean? Everybody online hates on Corvette, but if I'm being honest, they are dominating the car industry right before supercars. So yeah, that's my brother's Z06. He got this maybe almost a year ago by now. So yeah, this is the car collection. Now, mark my words, in 1 year, this right here will be a supercar. It'll be probably an Audi R8. There's probably going to be another Audi R8 right there. And I'm not sure what Ladarius wants, but it'll be something cool. My brother and I want an Audi R8. It'd be sick if we got matching colors. You know, with that said, this thing in the video, I'm excited to keep this coming. You know, I got inspired by my brother. Not biological, obviously, but just someone who I look at as a brother to me, and I really appreciate him. I've never done long form. The only brands I built were short form brands, and so I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what I'm doing for real, but I will figure it out. I know I will. One last request for my car specifically. What mods do y'all want to see? How do y'all want me to mod this out? We're already doing tint, of course. We're gonna do some exhaust work. Eventually lower it maybe, because this was lowered from factory and it just sits perfectly. This one's just ever so slightly too high, so if we could lower it by like an inch or 2 inches, I think that'd be fucking cool. Dude, like, we out. I love you.